Shalom, shalom. Giving honor and praise to the creator of heaven and earth. My name is Yeshaya Yisrael of the tribe of Dan of the nation of Israel. This particular presentation, but not PowerPoint, if you will, an explanation is in no way, shape, form, or fashion intended to offend, intended to disrespect, or intended to castigate. I started the understanding of being an Israelite, or it was started for me, should I say, when I was a baby. I'm now thankful to the Most High, 40 years old. When I was 2 years old, back in 1982, a brother at that time, just a baby, was brought to a congregation. From that congregation, staying there under the tutelage of my teacher, I learned a lot, saw a lot, asked a lot, and was enlightened, thankful to the Most High about a lot. Everything from, I remember being taught what sex was in that congregation, from they who took me under their wing as a young man and was teaching on certain subjects, respectfully, to how to, speaking as a male, how to try to get a girl to like you. I remember certain things in that particular aspect. Like I was told one time from one of the older men in there when I was still a child, that females like compliments. Come to find out, females will tell you to this day that are even grown about that. As time went on, we left that congregation, having learned a whole great deal and a whole lot. The teachers in that congregation, as time went on, even after we left, passed away. I remember being in my teenage years now, seeing structure and order in Israel from the teachers. I didn't feel a way even being a teenager or even younger than that when I was not invited in the grown man conversation. When they had even the sister conversation, and when I say sister, I'm talking about me being a teenager and these women being in their 30s and 40s. I was not allowed to be up around that, even as a teenager. There was an order and a precedent that was already set. You respectfully stayed in a child's place. You did not attend a meeting of grown men or grown women as a child. But best believe, if there was ever a youth meeting, it was definitely headed and orchestrated by the adults. You understand? So, just want to lay that foundation about the order and the structure that was already established. In the Bible, in Isaiah the 30th chapter, it says, your eyes will see your teachers. One of the things, and if anyone knows about a brother in teaching, I speak highly of my teachers. I do not take disrespect to my teachers lightly. You can't respect me as a teacher. You can't say that brother's a good teacher. And whether you know who I'm talking about when I speak of my teachers, slander them, but then say I'm good at teaching. That doesn't work. You can't disrespect the foundation. Even if the person who laid a foundation is now deceased, the foundation has already been laid or made, pardon me. So I take the praises that a brother's been given over the course of time as a great teacher, a good teacher. But the disrespect at the same token to my teachers, your praise about me teaching is phony. It's folly. You understand? And I say this knowing Torah, not that I'm a perfect person myself, far from it. It distinctly says, honor thy father and thy mother. Now, a word for parent in Hebrew for the male parent is the word horeh. The female parent is the word horah. The male teacher is called a moreh. The female teacher is called a morah. So horeh, horah, moreh, morah. There's a connection between parent and teaching in the linguistic matter of Hebrew. I take my mother, may she rest in peace, as my first morah, and definitely my horah, my female parent, and my first teacher. Before I even had a moreh, a male teacher, my imam, my mother, was my morah. So any disrespect that is shown to anyone's teacher, knowing that, as we all know, your parents are your first teachers, that right there is grounds for can't deal with it no more. You understand? It tells you in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, where it says, a brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. And we also know and understand, that's in Proverbs 18, verse 19, by the way. And we also know and understand that when the Creator opens your eyes and your ears to see and hear what has or what should be viewed and what is heard, don't ignore it. Never ignore the sign or signs that the Most High is giving you. Proverbs tells you, teach a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will increase in learning. So by that, anybody could be a teacher. That's not the ultimate goal of it, is to be a moreh or a morah. That's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to be Zadik, which is righteous, Ebed Elohim, servant of the Most High. Those are titles really that one should try to strive for. You understand? Balak hired Balaam, and Balaam was two-faced. But in the Bible, to curse Israel, one of the things that Balaam said is, if you fill my house with gold and silver, I cannot go against the commandment of the Most High. So when the Most High is short, and we know Balaam was already a two-faced person because he wasn't supposed to go on that mission in the first place. So when he asked again, he already had a double heart. My point in using Balaam in that is that even though we know he was two-faced in his heart, what he stated was correct verbally. Even if you give me this, that, and the third, one cannot go against the Most High King. And so, one of the things to be pointed out, and is not to toot one's horn or anything of that sort, when you have the ability to help others, try to help others, try to support others, don't expect it back, because in many, at least not the way in which you gave it out, because in many cases it doesn't come like that. In many cases, your blessing is not going to come from a person. And sometimes when they said blessing is returned from a person, it's not always with the same spirit that you gave it in the first place. It's like the store that gives the receipt and the change. They don't have the same spirit and happiness and gratitude to give you that receipt and that change as they were to receive the payment that you gave to the cashier. They appreciate and respect the payment they got for what you did for them than the happiness that they are to give the reciprocation or the receipt and or the change. They have to pay for that ink that is on that receipt. I say all of that to say this, brothers and sisters. Israel, keep doing what we're doing before the Most High. Whatever your gift and your talent is, keep doing it before the Most High. One of the things I found in my personal life, for me, this is me, not that anybody, quote, needs me, is the camp scene, being in a camp or being a member of a camp. I personally would never try to deter anybody from it. And I would tell you with the loudest voice that a brother is not needed inside of a camp. We all need Yah in our lives. However, and this is not to talk double talk, when you put your time in, when you've shown what you can do, and you put that energy in, it's supposed to be to the gratitude and to the glorification of the Most High. Now, when the Most High shows you, after you put that time in and that work in to help, and Yah opens your eyes to something, don't close them. Shalom.